And if you will, stand with me and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Madam Clerk, what's the first item of business?
Minutes from the November 18th regular meeting.
Okay. We all have a copy of those minutes. The magistrates do. If y'all had a chance to look over them and see if there's any additions or corrections that need to be made.
I reviewed them, and I make a motion that we accept them as written.
Second.
Okay, motion made by Squire Reister, second by Squire Crutcher. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. What's the next item of business, Madam Clerk?
Treasurer's report, Ms. Tanya Robinson.
On your financial cover sheet for November the 30th, receipts are $10,132,876.87. Disbursements are $6,015,127.09. Ending cash balance is $4,117,749.78.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the fiscal court financial statement?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Squire Crutcher, second by Squire Reister. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Your total November encumbrances for general fund was $420,422.76. Road fund was $172,282.02. Jail fund was $34,477.02. 911 had $1,970.73.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Thank you.
So moved. Second.
Squire Reister. Motion second. Squire Crutcher. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
We have some expenditures by date. This is just transfers within the budget on the expenditure end. You have a list of those, and those will need to be approved.
So entertain a motion to approve the treasury report there on the cash transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Squire Crutcher, Squire Reister seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
We've got 3 cash transfers. One is going to be a transfer from General Fund Murray Bank to the money market in the amount of $1.5 million. We have another transfer from General Fund Murray Bank to the Road Fund in the amount of $265,467, and another transfer from 911 Murray Bank to General Fund in the amount of $150,000. This $150,000, guys, is what we transferred in July to give the 911 money to start out with.
I make a motion
I think I got the cart before the horse there, and I've mentioned transfers a while ago. So is there a motion to approve the transfers?
I make a motion to approve the transfers.
Thank you, Squire Reister.
Second.
Second, Squire Crutcher. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
New business, the second reading of budget amendments.
Okay, in November, you were presented a budget amendment. Copy should be in your packet by the treasurer that included $959,131.53, which is funding we could receive through the federal CARES grant we applied for with the DLG, Department of Local Government, and the other grant was $295,897.30 for new voting machines from the Center for Tech and Civic Life. Today we need to approve the second reading. So I'd entertain a motion for that. I'm sorry, huh? Okay.
Where's your next page?
Okay, we're y'all bear with me. This we'll get through this. this is a time for open, public comment. If some of you have a comment that you'd like to make. Okay, if not, I would entertain a motion to approve that.
I make a motion to approve.
Squire Rister,
Second.
Squire Crutcher, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Madam Clerk.
Second reading cable franchise agreement.
Okay, also in November, the fiscal court approved the first reading of the cable franchise agreement ordinance. A copy of the ordinance is on file and has been published. And again, this is a time for public comment, if anyone has a comment on that amendment. Or no comment? Okay. And entertain a motion to approve that as well.
So moved.
Squire Crutcher,
Second.
Squire Rister, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next item.
Second reading repeal ordinance 91-1101-A.
I think that's first reading.
Oh, I apologize, first reading.
We do vote on that, don't we? We don't have to? Okay, okay. Okay. I'll go ahead and read this reading of the repeal ordinance 91-1101-A. Last year, the fiscal court took a hard look at the funding for the 9/11 dispatch center and determined that the current landline fee established in 1991 by the ordinance and amended in 2010 was no longer sufficient to maintain the technology and deputy support needs for the center. So in October of 2019, the court passed ordinance number 19-1016-A that established the annual service fee on all residential and commercial properties. It also referred abolishing the landline fees in the county as needed. In order to comply, we need to pass the ordinance that repeals the 1991 ordinance. And Brian, there's any questions or anything you need to?
Kentucky's statutory scheme actually doesn't lay out the appropriate method to repeal an ordinance, and since this is the first one we're doing, this is my best guess at how we do that. I think we have to pass a new ordinance to repeal an old ordinance. So anyway, that we're following the procedures just as we ordinarily would to pass an ordinance. It's just that this one is getting rid of an ordinance. So all it does is it gets rid of the whole landline fee ordinance. It was the only thing in that ordinance was adoption of the fee and I think enforcement of that. So we no longer need it.
Okay.
Is my understanding.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. So this is just the first reading, and it will then be published and passed in January upon approval. And the way I understand, Brian, we don't have to vote on that in this session.
We don't have to vote on it. I don't know if it can just be added to the record, I think, and made available. If anybody wants to come read it at the office of the judge executive, I think that's the way to handle it.
Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk?
Sheriff amended budget 2020.
Okay, Nikki, would you like to come forward? And here comes the judge. This is the hot seat, Judge.
Nikki, just stay, because you've got 4 different things, so just hang tight till you get on. You've got 4 different ones.
Good one.
We're up to Nikki. He's got his 4. He's got 4 things to approve.
Okay. Go ahead.
I guess first would probably be best to start with my 2020 amended budget. Y'all should have a copy of my 2020 amended budget. The reason we have to do this is because of the CARES money that we received. So my amended budget, you have a copy of it, and I'd ask that you approve it.
Any questions about it? If you understand, it is the amended because of the CARES money that we have to change it, submit it to DLG and all that. Need a motion.
I move we approve the budget.
Motion, Squire Crutcher.
Second.
Second, Squire Roster. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Go ahead, Nick.
Second thing on that is, I have an annual order stating maximum amount for deputies and assistants. It was at $1,360,000 for the year 2020. I went on and upped it. I would be okay, but as far as, there's nothing that I'm finding in statute that says I couldn't set it at 3 million. It's just I can't go over it. So I'm asking that we increase that from the 1.3 to $1,460,000 for the year 2020.
Questions? Motion? Motion, Squire Hale.
Second.
Second. Squire Roster. All those in favor say aye. Opposed?
Do you?
Go ahead.
Does somebody need this, if you don't have it, it says approved by the fiscal court on the day and for the judges to sign? Do you already have that, or do you need my copy?
We should have a copy of it.
Okay. Okay, next on my agenda is my 2021 budget. And we had went over that also at our work session. And I'm asking for approval on my 2021 budget. And I'll be glad to answer any questions that anybody may have on that.
Any questions, Sheriff, regarding that? Again, we went over it Monday, and I appreciate, Nikki, the way you broke that down and very easy to, these state forms sometimes are a little bit confusing the way you.
It is a whole lot easier to read on this, and,
Right.
and like I said, I wish I'd had time to have done it on my 2020 amended budget, but I didn't,
fine.
so.
I need a motion then to approve his 2021 budget.
Make a motion to approve the sheriff's budget.
Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then I have one more, it's the annual order setting maximum amount for deputies and assistants for 2021. I'm setting that at $1,660,000. There again, I don't plan on spending that much, but there again, by statute, I don't think it's set on what I have to set it at or what I can set it at. And I felt like by going on with this, I wouldn't have to come back a year from now and redo it and ask for amendment on it. So that's why I've set those salaries cap as what I did. Any questions?
Motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Squire Roster, Squire Hale. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk? That's all yours in and need.
Yes.
That's it for me. Thank y'all.
County clerk budget approval, proposed budget approval 2021. So the same as the sheriff, I have to offer to the court approval for our 2021 proposed budget. 2020 went great considering the circumstances. I don't feel like we'll have any recourse in 2021. So along with my budget approval, I include my annual order setting maximum salary. So that's included in our budget. Again, it's a guesstimation based on what we took in 2020 for the following year. And the excess fees will be higher than what to turn over to the county will be more than what's expected.
I guess we need to do those separately as two different motions. Or
That'll be fine, yes, sir.
I think be safe, just in case there's any question about it. So first of all, we're voting. I know we didn't get to go over this in the work session. If y'all have had a chance to review it, have any questions for the clerk? Go ahead, or make a motion to approve her proposed budget.
So moved. Second.
I think I heard a motion and second. I guess somebody picked it up. I had my head under the counter. All those in favor then of approving her proposed budget request for the 2021 fiscal year, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item then, Madam Clerk, would be to approve the salary annual order for the maximum salary thing. Any questions on that then? Motion?
So moved.
Squire Crutcher, Squire Hale. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, gentlemen. The holiday schedule.
Okay, in your package, you have the schedule, which is basically the state schedule that we typically adopt every year here for our county employees, and schedules. Any questions on it or suggestions contrary to what's proposed?
There would be one change, Independence Day, July 5, 2020, should be 2021.
I'm sorry, Paul.
There's just a date correction.
There's a date
Oh, okay,
on
okay.
July 5th.
Okay, that's a good deal. Just note that as a technical correction. If there's no questions, I'd accept the motion to approve the vacation schedule for next year, holiday schedule.
I make a motion to approve the holiday schedule.
Second.
Motion second, Squire Rister, Squire Hale. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk?
Other business, board appointments.
Okay, we've got four, well, it's actually more people than that, but four different appointments need to try to make today. The first would be because Ed Davis has resigned from the Ethics Board. He has moved to be with his daughter near Memphis, therefore out of the county and all, and we have asked Bobby Martin if he would serve in that capacity, and he said that he would, and so I would recommend to you that we approve Bobby Martin to the Board of Ethics with his term to expire January the 18th, 2023. I'll make that in the form of a motion. Second. Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, in October, we received a letter of resignation from Dan Thompson from the Park Board. Since his term would have expired January the 18th, 2021, I would submit to you the name of Tim Stone to replace Dan starting in January and then continuing on through January the 18th of 2025. Any questions about that? I think Tim is a park ranger. He will be, is that right?
He is a park ranger, which is
And he
stepping down.
will be resigning, stepping down from that. I'll make that in the form of a motion then.
And I'd second it.
Approve him. Motion second, Squire Rister. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Next appointment is to the IDA Board, the Industrial Development Authority Board, which kind of oversees the EDC. David Graham's term expires technically today, and I would recommend reappointing him to a second four-year term to expire December the 16th, 2024. In addition, I would also recommend and make a motion to appoint Amy Futrell to fill the unexpired term of Tim Miller. Her term would end on September 21 of 21. And finally, I would recommend appointing Ronnie Gibson to a four-year term to expire December 16th, 2024. Yes, sir. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Lastly, we have the court appoints one member to the City of Murray's Planning and Zoning Commission. Bobby Dietz has been serving in that capacity, but his term expires on the 19th. So, and he is in agreement to stay on that board if we reappoint him. So I would move that we appoint Bobby Deets to another 4-year term to expire December the 19th, 2024. Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk,
Personnel action.
okay, in your package, you have a couple of personnel actions that Gidget and Tanya would need to put into effect. One is a dismissal, the other is a hire to permanent job, been serving as a seasonal employee. So I would move then that we approve the personnel actions that are on the list. Squire Hale, seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk?
Surplus purchase.
Okay, as you all know, the road department, we had a 2007 Chevy 1-ton, isn't it, Richard? 1-ton truck. 238,000 miles. It threw a rod, totally went down. A lot more mechanical trouble maybe than it would be worth to fix it. So I would move that we declare that vehicle surplus. Or,
I make a motion to surplus the vehicle.
okay.
Second.
Motion second to declare the 2007 C35 1-ton at the road department as surplus inventory. Have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. That truck is a pretty much necessity. It follows the great all rounds with it all the time. It also is a service truck, has fuel tanks and all that. So we did need to replace it, and we have a submission for your consideration to purchase Tanya's 2013
Richard's right there. Tell me.
Richard, tell us what it is. I'm sorry.
It's a 1-ton Dodge.
2013 model with 20 some odd thousand miles. Okay. Along with that purchase, I need your all's consideration. How much, Gina, was his offer on the truck now that we've surplused the old truck? He offered us $14.95 for the old truck in trade on the new one. So basically we need a motion to buy the truck with or without including the trade. If we want to do it that way. Otherwise we'll have to take the surplus property probably and bid it out, try to sell it separately. Everybody know what's going on now?
So the motion is to trade it in
Well,
with the new one?
I need the motion one way or the other to either purchase it outright or to purchase it trading in the surplus truck. What's the two numbers?
So make a motion to trade the vehicle in on the purchase of the 2013
And to purchase the truck?
and purchase the truck.
Okay. Everybody understand the motion? Don, you with us on this?
With you, Judge, thank you.
All right, sir. The motion is that we go ahead and purchase the 2013 truck and trade the one that we just declared surplus in with that. So the net cost would be how much? 24.5? Okay. The net cost to the road department would be $24,500 with the trade-in of the new truck. Okay. Have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk?
Go ahead and have them to approve me to write the check.
Yes, we've already done the check writing thing, being this is a vehicle thing and we won't meet again till next month. I would also ask for a motion to authorize Tanya to go ahead and write the check for the 24/5 difference. Motion second, Squire Hale and Squire Crutcher. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Tanya. Madam Clerk?
Committee reports?
Okay, Gina, you got anything about the Administrative Ordinance Committee?
The Administrative Committee met on Monday, October 7th. You have a copy of the minutes of that meeting in your packet. The only two major items discussed were the drug-free workplace policy. There will be some additional changes submitted to fiscal court in the future on that, and the committee also discussed the need for a progressive discipline policy to be added to the admin code, so they're working on that, and submittal of wording will come at a later date. That's all.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. The Transportation Committee did not meet next week. Is any other committees that I'm not thinking about or overlooking or anything? Okay. Squire Crutcher, you got anything you want to discuss?
Nothing, Judge. Just everybody having a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you. Same to you. Squire Cherry, you got anything you need to talk about?
Yeah, no, I'm fine, Judge. Just wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I will. Just don't want to forget it.
Okay.
Squire Reister, sorry.
From the park board, I would just recommend everybody go look at the Christmas lights and be generous back to the park and the community with canned food or cash. The park, because of COVID, not having baseball and the swimming pool, was down about 90% of their annual revenue. And so Christmas in the park is one of their other big revenue makers to fund the park. So I would just recommend people to be generous.
Appreciate that, and also agree with you 100%. Squire Hale.
Wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we got a lot to be thankful for, even though it's been a crazy year.
Amen. Amen. Let me mention before I go to you, Brian, the county's audit is on file out there. You all got copies of it. If anybody needs to see it, it is available out on Lisa's desk. Tanya has to write a response or something to it, doesn't you? Don't you, or do you?
I've already done that.
Okay, you have. Okay, but it is final audit report. So that brings us to the county attorney. Would you have any comments?
I guess I would just echo the Merry Christmas sentiments, and I would also say, since we won't be meeting again until January, I know a lot of people are going to be ready for 2020 to be over and in the books, but if we could get a cab and not drink and drive on New Year's Eve, that would make my feeling.
We'll put that in the minutes.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir. Tanya?
No, sir.
Okay. Antonio, you got anything else?
Thanks for approving our budgets. The ladies at the clerk's office have had a trying year, but it's all come through, and again, be careful on the holidays.
Sheriff?
Thank y'all for approving my budget. Believe it or not, myself and Jody have put a lot of time into last year's budget, this year's budget, and trying to figure out what we're gonna do, but I appreciate y'all approving it.
Deputy Sheriff, you got anything? That's unnatural for you. You're usually talking all the time. Nathan, you got anything else?
That's unusual.
That is unusual. That is very unusual. Richard? Thank you, Ken. Okay. Anybody else have any comments? I think we've pretty well got everybody. I just was on a conference call when we started the meeting with the governor. As he was pointing out, they have initially rolled the first vaccines out. I think they have already actually given the shots, I guess you would call them, to those. This is from Pfizer. The Moderna is supposed to be rolled out next week. Of course, as you know, they've got a tier level for people taking the shots. But the governor pointed out that while we have gone back, he asked those of us on the call as county judges to express to our community that we're right at the hopefully plateau. He did point out that Tennessee, Ohio, and Indiana are accelerating. Of course, we're scrunging in here right here in the middle of them, so to be as judicious and cautious and everything we could at each of our counties to try to be observant of the fact, respectful of others, do everything we can to try to keep this from growing anymore. I don't think they have totally defined the pecking order of those that are willing to take the shots yet, but of course they will start with long-term care facilities and the medical professionals, and then they'll be tiered on out. But his hope was that be pretty much readily available to anyone and everyone after the 1st of March. But just to kind of give you an update on that. I think really that's substance. He did talk about the budget issues and some of the things that he's going to be asking with the state's budget and the federal budget, and I think maybe the Congress today may be trying to do their final thing with probably the last federal impetus of money, at least this year. I believe that's all. And let me say how much I appreciate the diligence of our entire county staffs, from clerk's office, sheriff's office, road department, jail. All of our county people have really worked well together this year. We've been blessed beyond measure, even in spite of all that's going on in our community and in our area. We just hope and pray that, truly hope and pray that everybody has a great Christmas, and we all look forward to New Year. Hopefully a good New Year. I think this has been challenging for everybody, but I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank the Lord for the blessings He's bestowed upon us in Callaway County, and just truly appreciate each and every one of you and the job and sacrifice. People may not understand public service all the time, and I know we hear occasionally derogatory remarks, but I believe our county staff is some of the most kind-hearted, industrious people that want to see the job done, want to get the best bang we can for the county taxpayer, and I do appreciate it and appreciate all of y'all's help in doing so. So with that, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happy and joyous New Year, and take Brian's advice and stay out of court the whole time. Thank you all. We're adjourned. Yeah. Let's do a motion. Let's do it right. Okay, motion to adjourn. Second? Second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all. No. Well, I had that feeling, I guess, Brian, we're, jumping ahead of myself.
Sign that for me, please, sir. Or you don't want this pen?